Hello, podcast of the week or of the day or whatever ends up happening this week. People ask me if I do the spiritual work, if I dive in, I do the ceremonies or the emotional release or whatever you have, am I going to lose my drive? Am I going to lose the productivity, the sense of urgency in my business? I think that's like the biggest reason a lot of people don't do spiritual journeys and retreats and don't go do ayahuasca or whatever you have, because there's this like, I'm not ready for my life to fall apart, right? So now I want to tell you, no, you won't, but there would be a lie. So I just want to speak to my experience honestly, so that you can decide for yourself: are you willing to take the work on that it takes for you to transform? And yeah, let's go from here. All right. So true story. This year has been really, really crazy. I have done so much spiritual work. I can't even tell you. Um, the things, anything from, let's see, emotional release, part work, internal family systems therapy, trauma work, radical truth telling, to then more radical stuff or more controversial than sweat lodges, native sweat lodges, then kambo, ayahuasca, and yage sittings, about 20 or 25 of them, and then iboga, right? And people ask me, well, Eva, have you lost your mind? Why do you need to do all that? Why don't just do one ceremony, every 5 years? Isn't that enough for you? And I say, I wish, but that would not, number one, that would not be authentic to me, because I like to take things on by the horns. And when I'm doing something, I just do it all in. But also, more importantly, the level of BS I was in the weeds with, and the level of pretenses and inauthenticities was pretty spectacular. And the belief systems and the attachments that I had wasn't something that could be resolved in a single night ceremony and be done, right? It was just, once you start beginning to see the things that you are being inauthentic about, the belief system that you have bought in, whether it's taking on belief systems of the collective or your own trauma or your own, as a result of your own split from your higher self, from your soul. It is a process. It's like, oh, I see that I'm full of it. Okay, let me go change my life and quit my job and start a business. It doesn't work like that, right? You will immediately be like, oh, wait, that's not safe. I can't just go turn my life around and do that. And so I knew that the level of BS that I was in, once I started seeing it, I knew that I needed all the support that I could get to start moving my life into alignment. Okay. So it has been at times incredibly difficult. At times I got help, like my non-ideal clients not wanting to work with me, which was awesome. Okay. Um, my not ideal employees not wanting to work with me, which was also awesome. Or sometimes there were employees who quit for sort of like we're just feeding into each other's BS and like cheering each other on with our level of delusions, right? And that would have gone on and on and on and on hadn't they quit. So beautiful, beautiful gift, right? When somebody has the courage to say, whoa, okay, wait a minute, I'm burnt out and I'm anxious, let me quit. I was like, okay, and I can take a look at it too. So some beautiful, beautiful angels that served me this year. And it was very traumatic in the moment, right? When I lost, I lost an employee that I really, really loved working with, but we were very much feeding into belief systems that were not in alignment with either one of us. And if we were still like, it would be very, very hard to transform if we were in that together every single day, because you can't just see it, right? So anyway, so what's going to happen once you start doing the spiritual work, and so many of you guys have already been through that or done that or have done it before, now there's another level for it, right? Yes, your dreams and your priorities might change. you might still achieve worldly success, but it's not going to be a priority. It's going to be a result of alignment with your soul. Okay. So before all this healing work, my dreams were like this: grow a large company, maybe have a New York Times bestselling book, you know, have a lot of money, go anywhere with Lexi, you know, have this perfect life on the beach or the perfect house or whatever, the perfect luxurious RV, whatever version of that, you know, have the most experiences traveling and spiritual experiences and whatever, and lots of fun. Okay. Um, Now, nothing wrong with it again. It's beautiful and it will probably still all happen. What do I know? Or not, because it's not meant to. Okay. Nothing wrong again with blowing stuff up. Nothing wrong with having money. Okay. Um, Now, but right now, what I'm really obsessed with is authentic life. Authentic life. Realigning every part of my life with my soul, and that's a process, right? Realigning my relationships, realigning my relationship with myself and with my body and with my past and my friendships and my family and the way I mother and the way I show up in my community, in my relationship, nature, right? With food, with nature, with animals, with everything, right? So that's my obsession, and it's going to be like, I just don't know what I don't know yet and what's going to be shown to me. It's a little by little. It's a very lengthy process. That's not something that you can, okay, so this is what I'm doing. It's kind of crazy. Okay, let me realign again. Like, it's a process, right? The second one is complete and perfect integrity, right? Which is also very lengthy process, because the level of self-deceit that I have been shown in one of the recent journeys was like, whoa, that is eye-opening. And and it's a process to notice when you're being deceitful to yourself and to others, and realigning and realigning and realigning and cleaning it all up, right? And then, really, I want to heal as much possible as I can in this lifetime, for myself and for Lexi in the generations to come. Mm-hmm. um right now, there's a lot to do for me, right? And then, eventually, align with my relationship with the earth, right? She's hosting us here, and there's some alignment needed, and it's kind of on a back burner for me because I really, really love my air conditioning. But yeah, and I really like, do I go to farmer's market? It's hot. I want to go. Just go later to the supermarket. You know how it is. So there's like lots of alignment to be done in every part of my life, and that's kind of my obsession, right? And I think it's been said that truth will set you free, and living in truth is so important. Anyway, so yes, your priorities might change, but it will be freeing, and it's going to feel awesome when you're kind of through it, or when you're at least over the top, right? When you're like, oh my god, when you see that, you see this, you see the deceit, and you see where you are, that can be a really, really difficult place. That's why we don't want to see it. We don't want to see the unauthenticities where we have what we have done to our life in order to gain approval and acknowledgement and validation of others, what we have done to people please, what we have done to look good, to be significant, right? We call it create an impact, right? For our own significance, what we have done in order to feel safe, right? To have control, to have financial security, stability, the relationships, the clients, the businesses, all these things, right? So once you see that and you're like, oh my God, like this is really overwhelming. I feel really scared. But now what, right? Like, it's worked and it's provided for me. Do I want to go this route, which is very risky? It's not been proven. This path and integrity has not been proven, right? The ego is like, yeah, but this way it makes you money, provides for you, right? It's like what everybody does. So I'll keep doing that. So it's a really risky path. And I by no means have it figured out. There's nothing special, nothing advanced about me. I'm just really a crazy human that was really out of integrity on so many levels with lots of BS, and still good, good chunk of it still there. Cannot wait to see what I find out when we're closed next week as a company. It's going to be interesting because more journeys, more healing to come. But yeah, so wanted to share that with you. No real big takeaways for this one, but yeah, just wanted to just share this. And if there's anything you're seeing, please email me, text me, let me know. Yes, and by the way, our retreat is coming up on January 10th. We're going to have the links in below in comments and show notes and whatnot. So please make sure you register, but it's going to be like, this is going to be, the truth telling is going to be a part of it. I think we're going to get into that on day 4. So just be prepared, and this is like, going to be one of those. There's not going to be a lot of note taking. This is going to be for those of you guys who are ready to not just listen to the podcast, but actually like dive in and do the work and reflect on this, and pull out a pen and paper and reflect and go into some of the emotional releases. It's going to be very powerful, right? So yeah, super excited. Cannot wait to meet some of y'all in person, and see you soon.